another beautiful day we don't come when a Saturday. I believe say na February 12 this time I believe so. But the problem no more na me area today it look really bad because na the big snow na enough for don so I don't know how we will navigate this. We don't come today again, you know. This of course now for no sitting at the Kutubu. Now the Kutubu show this now. So not say when I've been seeing that the social media review, but I media now we in fact this is so even more hectic than we have been there because from time to time I get for bring people there. Now I want to open up by reminding everybody waiting President Kennedy been talk on January 20, 1961, we take the oath of office as president. He say let people not ask what this country will do for them, but rather they ask what they will do for the country. Yes, now make Canada make that calling. But that call it seems for don't resonate around the globe with everybody, everywhere. People now they do things them for fellow mankind, for their country, for this, because of the whole contribution this they make. Forget gravitas to the Canada, you may understand it. Today I dey bring again another gentleman. This man he come up from a very distinguished family. Some of we will work at the civil service. We will relate to the in family connection. Mr. Henry Lyn-Shyllon, there God give him eternal rest. You know, one of the first class diplomats there. Some of we see him. Not only that, he work even with the governor general. We be in a Salone. He work with him. See, you know, before the years, God make him go inside the job with dignity and class and everything. He commoded with dignity, and then kind of people in will look at it as a role model. So when anybody they carry that name, they name Lyn-Shyllon, not to play name that as somebody where they up to something, and the person where they bring that today, obviously, it just they continue the legacy of Mr. H.M. Lyn-Shyllon. So Mr. Shyllon, tell the people that will do quick, they can lay out, you know, the perimeters of the discussion today.
Hello, Mr. Kutubu. Thank you so much where you bring me come back again for can discuss about me quadruplets speaking them. And I want to say thank you to your listeners. And I pray God say waiting will they do so, let God put on Panam. And thank you for where you they elevate the Shyllon family. You they make me a big pass smack now.
But the man is deserving. The man who late Auntie Lucilia Shyllon let God give them the highest of the Jannah, like we Muslims can say, the highest of the Jannah, or let give them eternal rest, because I saw them in action actually. Mr. Lyn-Shyllon, I wonder you tell we listeners what motivates you for get involved in the lives of people that we don't know one day, you know, family to them, you know, sabi them, but you just decide, say, you know what? Let me serve whole candlelight before them people here. What are the motivating factors, sir?
Well, before I start, I want to go to the first thing where you say, now this forum where you talk say, Kennedy ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So if I can begin from yonder, the reason we bring me up to this because when I see na social media, I see one poor family, one woman where the way you see yourself, you know, say this, and not get absolutely nothing. It bring one picking, two picking, three picking, four picking, one thing, kind of the world. And you don't know who side the next meal they come out. I get a sense of responsibility for jump in and give me own little help in my own little way. Because from knowing this way we did, you self can attest to that. Say, forget one picking na Salone in these days of our Lord. Na problem, na wala. It takes a lot of money for raise picking them. Let alone you get 4 babies. I feel say with all which they go on, if some somebody don't step in, most probably, I mean, I know they say it before happen, but most probably there might have been some misfortune where maybe one go die or two go die, or who knows what will happen. So coming in and give them that financial assistance, give them that cushion where go make them be able to survive and be healthy and come out as good citizens of Sierra Leone. I think I have to play my role for let tell God thank you where He used me for come help them and for let them know say God not give you load where you're not able for tote.
Before I get to the next question, let us just tell all we listeners and we viewers, family listeners, now within all the platforms and just the way you can come with the social media review, sound like in the see we did. In addition to that, if you get the radio app, we also did it. Virtually every platform when I can think of, we did it. So like you tune in now, and then at the point in time when I go call, I go make like we Leona say add una only the thing and then when I go see the number, we throw free numbers and they when I go car, 2-3 minutes and we talk to Mr. Lyn-Shyllon about this because the reason why they bring people like them Kenya so now for let act as a motivating factor for other people there. I mean we don't also talk about another fellow now for big college. I mean one fellow from Aberdeen we help bring life back to the University of Salone, the engineering department, to standard, as well as in Edward Secondary School. So, Mr. Lyn-Shyllon, of course, in Prince William, and also obviously, he said he also helped with the Prince of Wales, upkeep that year. Now, Mr. Lyn-Shyllon, you just don't come out upline because me and you can, go back and forth on it here. So, where you go and with this investment, you don't make where you see the picking them, the family, what are your assessment or things where you don't go actually see them for yourself again?
Well, I can say without a doubt, say them parents when they see the way how the host they go, the way the host the progress. We now there at the stage where they come to roofing. They self not they believe waiting God they do for them. They self not they believe with the eye for waiting then they see. And the good thing is that when I go this last term, word we don't go around say one man with them, Mr. Shyllon come on America, and they come build us for the quadruplets them. So because of that, I was surrounded by a lot of people, and all Akiari from the first term way they see me to the term way I left Komuna Kabalana. God go bless you. God go bless you. God go bless you. I was showered with those words for so many times. So that alone give me a sense of belonging. It gives me a sense of achievement. I feel say at the Dominion small part in humanity for make them people the year feel say yes, God there with them. And like I been said the last time where I can at this show, I not been Salone purposely for come build a house for this family as well. When I come, the aim was for pay the rent and continue for another 2 or 3 years for let increase the lease. Now, because the owner of the house, the landlord, where now a Lebanese guy, decide for raise the rent 100%. Now they may in clash. So after series of arguments and arguments upon arguments, it decide for give the picking their notice and say them for move out of the house there within 1 or 2 months. There and then I stepped in immediately. Me red antenna go up and say, okay, before you go pull them pick up this house, then 4 small innocent angels there. Before you go to where they treat, I go step in, and by God's grace, I go help them for build a house of their own where they go live there. They're not going to pay rent again for the rest of their life, and where you self go shame. And I'm glad the way God give me that vision there, and with the help of friends them, especially my fellow Prince Williams them, will join me for let we do this project as a team, because me and possibly I really believe in teamwork. I know there is no I in team. So I will give all the kudos to the Prince Williams that will step in and assist me say, then four picking there not going to treat, they go get a house of their own where they go live in perpetuity.
This is where you don't start, so Mr. Lyn-Shyllon, this now a formidable challenges, very formidable. You not believe say where the way don't start this thing, so about time now there you engage the stakeholders in that area, meaning the chiefs, the MPs and everything. Then they begin to come up with ways and means. You know, because me, I believe in self-help project. When something happen, let the community come as well. Because they always get this say, yeah, it takes a village to raise a child, or whatever it is. So with this kind of an excellent example, that we don't do so. Following Kennedy in client on call, you know, also feel now you go find that you expand them by meeting with the stakeholders, and where God make you get chance again for talk to them. You know, then they do. If one man can able to do this, because now you venture this, you know, see why a community as a whole will do that. You know, if you say that could be what the wild sir.
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. In fact, I was not thinking about along that line, but after my interview with you the last time, I take that into consideration. And this last time where I go for go see the paramount chief and discuss exactly what you can tell me for do say make her engage them. Unfortunately, them get some big begging the way the paramount chief not been there in town, they been get for travel, so I'm not able to see them. But I discuss them with the family of the quadruplets them. I tell them waiting at the plan for do, how are the plan for involve the stakeholders, the paramount chief them, where they so they said go be aware as to what is going on, and then they go put an eye on the picking them, because like you say, it takes a village to raise a child. So when they say come in, they say go no waiting for do. However, I think that there was a bitter blood between the parents them and the paramount chief now the area, where I don't know what happened between them, where they don't want to make get them involved for now. But I tell them say whatever did not happen, I could try for coming and see how best I can help and resolve the situation and bring peace, come back to them, to the family and the chief them, and let them all work hand in hand for the benefit of them poor picking their household. So yes, that activity at the pipeline, I definitely go do them, and I definitely will bring them come in. And also they ask the governments to let them get involved, because taking care of four picking from now, say them done primary school, say them done secondary school, say them go college, it's a lot of work. So this is just the beginning of a very long journey.
Uh, Knowing about how the health situation in the country is so precarious, waiting now the obstacles and way you don't foresee in terms of the health wise coming up, and how you think again, like you say, if God make you involve all the stakeholders and including the government, how God will make you now word of that, so that they're picking in the integrity of their health not going to be compromised.
That's a good one. In fact, the one of the things where I put before this family where I come on board. I think serious one about the health sector. Because just like you tell me say if them they make joke to me say when one pikin sick, they all food is sick. When one thing do one pikin, it affect the whole food, it affect the whole food together. So I was thinking how best they could do within an area where they could get an easy access to medical facilities. And God so good, the place where they did now, the hospital they where we able for rent, we are able for make them get where they live, then get easy access to the hospital. So if anything happen, they're able to one go hospital in space of 15 minutes. So yes, and then even the house where we they build right now, then they within a vicinity of maybe about 15, 20 minutes, then go to the hospital and get the help with the need. So yes, that's a very big factor, but I think because of the area with them friend themselves, I don't feel say it will be a big deal. That's in fact the reason why I tell them say emphatically say at this stage now where them picking a life they not forget them go in a village where they go they miles away from the hospital. So until such time, then get for that na the city where go make them get access to the hospital as fast as possible if something goes wrong. So that has been taken into consideration. They know where I'm coming from, and God make themselves they respond favorably for them sit down within the area within day. And hopefully when the host go down, they still go there within an area within for where they will get for go hospital and not go take them a very long time for each day and they'll get good treatment.
Okay, I know I sound I know I sound xenophobic, but the question though, how you dey communicate to them people and they wake in meeting? Then Sani talk you, then they you and all that thing.
Yes, then they talk if then Creole now that's not that sound. Of course, English is out of it, but then they talk Creole. So then they make are they able for talk with them and get good conversation with them. I mean the Creole not that clean and clean, but at least then they understand me and myself they understand them. So that's very good. I'm glad for that part the way are able for communicate with them openly. We will then they understand what they talk, myself they understand what they talk.
How about in terms of like water supply? Because you been you come on a foot on it, you know, it's not one of the crisis so Guyana this water business. How about then in terms of the water supply, water availability? Waiting are you take on that sir for them yonder?
Well, waiting as final said that Kabbalah, most of the homes them then get then dig well. So I don't tell them, make them assign a special place. Well, they can go look for survey the area and see whose side them to dig the well. So that now one thing where before the host they done, I go make sure say we dig well, we go make water not go be an issue. Then go get water they through that well they will dig by God power.
In terms of feeding, and I believe say the pa not the work, the beginning that did not the work, because of various circumstances. And in Miami, of course, you get for last time a situation. How about the daily, the feeding? How, which are the things, structures, and systems that were in place for ensure say, they are being fed every now and then. Not like because feeding will get for be part of the nutritional growth for letting grow fine, healthy, and all that thing. Then get forget, food and proper food and thing. So what are the outlook in that area this
In fact, I think I sent you the video where they've been just born. Um, I find out say they normally get enough or good baby food where them they take. The last time before I come into the life, and then they drink like that fupa and so. So what I did was the last December when I come, I make sure say I send barrels of baby food. Then again, with the help of Prince of Wales man them, I'll be able to get 2-3 barrels of baby food, similar infant and all that, pampers, water. I deliver them myself, I can't go to them, make them get them, and we will last them for as long as possible. Now, somebody's been advised me, say, I can't be doing this, I can't be giving them money or giving them food every day. I get for land and out for fish, you know. So what I plan for do after this was done now for get the daddy for put them into some form of farming for keep them busy, let it get a means of earning money so that you not go 100% depend on me. Now, just the area of farming, I don't know yet, but I get for discuss with them and see where they want go and how they want to go. But it definitely get himself busy for get a source of income where they not go all the time depend on me. So I am working on that.
What are the considering Salo how people they're so dishonest and people can do anything, broke into people their place, even I mean waiting at the guarantee we get for the integrity of them thing anyway care go. Mean that fall at the wrong hands, people are not thief in a way that way the picking will be deprived. I mean the parents and you any guarantee say then will actually enhance and sustain the integrity of them thing for them picking and listen.
Well, one of the things the way I put in place now, I tell the daddy say everything where I care go for them picking it 100% then I care. Since now in at the daddy, I hope say nobody no will come we will get much interest pass we get the 4 picking them. So I decide say everything where I they care and everything where I they do if for no, if for they part of the programming, for the part of the session they will they get for making waiting the gun. So for example, then for the way I bring come, I tell her and say every week I for the see how the food they go down and then make them take a video and show me let I know waiting the left and out then they consume them. So I try for get some sense of accountability through the daddy where I get her involved in all sections along the way where in know what they happen and I try to say now in the in charge because now in the daddy now in the man of the house. So that way if there's anything now in I go all accountable, now in I go all responsible.
I want advise all with listeners them and followers and say we line open. I mean, we can even though now 1 hour session again now, but we can still take 2-3 calls them and the when I will see the numbers them, the toll-free number, the one from UK, Canada, and Australia, and all the places, and a WhatsApp number. Mr. Lyn-Shyllon, you not think say by now before you go left for come back to America, you not be if you say by now you for even now take advantage of this by actually meeting with the minister with in charge of children and gender affairs, and if possible, wanna expand the discussion, for meet with the wife of the president because these are some of the flagship they were picking matters and with this kind of empirical evidence so you get for support so it's a very genuine thing You don't believe say that would be necessary before you even come lay all this foundation instruction in place, sir?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I am working on that right now as we speak. I get somebody where I talked to the last time, we said there is an avenue where I get for go for get help from the well for get help from the minister or through Fatima Bio in foundation or stuff like that. But me whole aim and objective right now is that I want before I left for go back to America, make I don't reach roof level before I left for go. And then I go get for talk to the stakeholders. I did try for do that sometime between the next 2 weeks for see how I can get them for help. Just like I said, this is not a short-term goal. This is a long-term goal because then people get a long way for go. So just for bills and left them and not go make one sense. I give you an example. I go for go take one picking at grammar school where I go help for the pay in school fee. Last year was the principal by then. When I go, the first thing last year asked me, wait, tell me. He say, if you come to me, say, you want come pay speaking in school fee for 1 year and left arm, no pay nothing, left alone you go. Because you can't waste in time. But if you come for the night in life, from now where they from 1 up to the time where it done grammar school, you go to pay in school fee, then talk to me, then you sign a document say you ready for EPAM. So now something like that. So before I left grammar school with last year, I therefore signed say that picking day I go responsible for paying school fee for from 1 till it done grammar school. So in like manner, at the same thing I expect to get for happen within quadruplets there, you know, they are the life for a long time until we are not say they're able for team up on their own. So I will definitely take your advice and I will definitely invite some stakeholders we will come in and step into my shoes and let we all work in continuity for Ebden Picasso, where later on will become an asset to Sierra Leone.
Yeah, you just don't come back from Kabbalah NCLA. So in your absence, you know if you say you will find also there one you strong family member, then you make sure say then picking and parents and then they go the liaise with them so that way you would get a feedback. Most say something one time, just out of the blues, you make one of them family then go because what you don't do so I know you that now the Lyn-Shyllon family name now you don't care go na the na Mount Everest now you don't care go this so. I know you underestimate what you don't. It's very important. So what you do, you try for expander. You dey expand that. Because whatever happens, so the older money that Mr. Lyn-Shyllon here, that they don't do this and this. So for enhancers for sustain that, and me believe say this is just a suggestion that before you left, you make adequate arrangement on the ground day. One of the most trustworthy reliable person where one want to you will check so you give a feedback. Because what will happen is this when the people then find out say yes, you people then they go there, then you know whatever they may then get for be very careful because what is happening here, they get for be on notice that hey, Mr. Lyn-Shyllon is already about the family, the car. So we are allowed to make sure so we do things straight. None of you, of course. So I don't know how you look down this side.
Yes, absolutely yes. You touch on a very good topic right now. I get the contractor where I get as somebody we don't deal that them care the life from the terror them born. We don't deal with them. And God's so good in good in English, so we can communicate through WhatsApp, you know, and now they in charge really when I know they everything they go through them, you know, for reach to the daddy of the quadruple them. So I get person where reliable. So far, he looks very reliable. And if I send money, for example, This last go I go so before they go sef, where I send money for materials to the tune of close to $5,000. When I go, I see the receipt of every dime where he spent, So I really trust him. He has been doing a very good job, a marvelous job, and I continue for day with him when I ain't go be the backbone of my eyes, where they look after the beginning where another day, or we go take care of any project where I embark on for them picking the asshole. Now, I will go to now. I trust. I mean, all the responsibilities they go through before it reach to the daddy of them picking the asshole. So to answer to your question, yes, I get person so far where I don't see say a responsible, a capable, and able for give me the accountability where I look for.
Okay. For keep the memory of the late Mr. Henry Lyn-Shyllon and the wife, you know, go they out of character where the house don't know, let them name that house in the in the honor, because you have to get, for example, Ron McDonald's, they TNA, so that then for make a lily plaque, we go this somewhere, we will say the Lyn-Shyllon, how some just for keep the memory of the people they go. So I don't know if that need out of place.
That's a good idea, but in a person we not believe in I believe there is no I in team, and I believe this project where I take over. So I am just the leader. Me are just the one we got put before, but I get a lot of help, especially from the Prince Williams them where they come. I mean,
Exactly, that's the point there. So Kimeka, the
yes,
Prince William home house, we can call her so. The Prince
yes.
so that way they
So
advertise the school. One more.
yes, I know I'm for surprise you yet. Maybe I go. There is something in the planning where I will not take the cat out of the bag now, but there will
Okay.
be something at the opening of that house there, where go involve Williams.
Good.
But that has to be kept in secret until the perfect time in it, where I know say when I go to and to you, I will discuss and first with you before I bring account to the Prince of Wales in the diaspora, because this speaking them now the Prince of Wales speaking them, because most of the support where I get come from Prince of Wales. So that particular building there will be a place where any Prince William go like for see. I don't know, say Prince of Wales school, we always lead, then others follow. When the camp and the solar, now we begin and first the Prince of Wales school for others they follow. When the camp and giving to the needy, building a house and give them to somebody where desperately need them. I'm not sure. I mean, I need to be corrected, but I think that Prince Williams them don't do this first in the history of Sierra Leone, where they say would they build a home for people, for somebody where need them, and say, well done, build and done, with the give you the keys to the house. So then they go be a place where Prince Williams they go left for see how best those of us in the diaspora don't do such a marvelous job, such a great job where we all for be proud of.
If I forgive gravitas to that, when this program done, immediately I send the link to you. I will make that Mr. K will send that to me. So immediately I will send that to you. So go share with them. Yeah, so this is now one way, this way they give them an update for let them know actually which they do. Because the mere father they appear and they show their what you go do, it will also motivate other people them. And some of we exceedingly, happy. I think when they talk about Salone, not to everybody then are politics. But this contribution also, now one that also when they help the country go before. So not to only politics that they people will contribute in other areas and so. And for this, some of we remarkably, I mean, we are really not going to know how to express the joy a satisfaction of one man, just sit down all on its own. So what I want to do, I want to let you sum up by giving us you overall assessment and appeals them where go make to other Salonians them in terms of patriotism, in terms of giving back to society. Now this I really want to put across as you closing remarks as you close a broad appeal, not go beyond politics. There's more beyond politics. You also get other areas that we can contribute for make Salone on the map. You want to criteria about that to Nicole na Aberdeen, we don't bring the engineering department of the University of Salone. You don't bring it to modern standard. You want any place in addition to helping them in St. Edwards. So now this appeal I want to make now. A clown, you said that young Kennedy clown call this so I want to make.
Yes, in fact, you will be surprised for not say Mr. Lyn-Shyllon and come from Aberdeen, and I know Mr. Tunde Cole very well. And in fact, me and the see sometimes 6 o'clock in the morning, we would go jog a bit. So as Sabi and well one. This is not about APC or SLPP or C, or this is not about green or red or whatever. This is about patriotism. This is about doing what you think you can for your country, just like you say again. And I also take that quote very seriously. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So I feel say if we all chime in and do a little bit where we can, Salone will go before. It's not always about politics. It's about how you go about helping others. It is not about how many houses you have built or how many cars you drive. It is not about how much stocks you own or the type of Rolex watches you have. And it is definitely not about how much money you have in the bank. All that is vanity, vanity, vanity. It's all about how many lives you've touched in a positive way, how many people you help along the way when you are doing well. That is what life is all about. I feel a sense of belonging whenever I go to Kabbalah and I see that house going up and going up and going up, especially now when we are in roof level. And I feel a sense of belonging, a sense of accomplishment for helping a very poor quadruplet family who are extremely in poverty. And that to me is what life is all about. That to me is what makes me, that what keeps me up at night, knowing, asking myself, when is this building going to be completed? When am I going to give this poor family them a house where they will call their own? This is what I think life should be for all of us. We don't make them in our life. If you know, say you don't get, try for help, then one day with the down, try for pull them up. The most valuable thing any man can wear, especially at these challenging times when the world is turned upside down, the most valuable thing any man can wear right now, tolerance. Tolerance and tolerance. So as they appeal to my fellow Prince Williams them, as they appeal to my friends them of all areas, whenever the need arise, let we try forgive a helping hand. And there is much to be done. We still need help. After we don't roof, after we don't plaster, then the work begin now for done inside the house. Now they spend in the camp. I know that from building my own property now with God. So I will still appeal to me Prince Williams them. For them when they will not help it, where they are the fence, they wait for help, wait no longer. For you are all, we don't give a helping hand, we don't give you a hard and cash for make this building become successful, and we will finish them and give the keys to this needy family. I say kudos to all of you. May God bless you now all for whatever we all they do in the process of giving back to society, giving back and giving back to humanity. Let God bless you. Let God bless you, Prince of the School, and let God bless you all as we look back and give back to the one them where they in need.
Mr. Lyn-Shyllon, I will get for call you back for can give you an update way they don't do the roof for health in London, because they using what would they do this so that other people they would know. So like you say, this will appeal to the calculus of them for let them understand say, this now is some of the contribution and this will they make to society. I want to tell you again, Boku, thank you for coming, and it's been a wonderful show. And like I say, the station I will have the station. Then they send the plea to me immediately. Who will not sign you off? Then that way I will send that to Lyn-Shyllon with the with the rest of the group, the Prince of His group, so that way this will continue to motivate them. And go actually say, indeed, this man is really representing, because what you do, you are representing Prince of His again. This now make this a very significant and abiding by you doing this, because it means really and they do it. So the rest of the guys fall in line. So now that make we want to keep him, alive. Let's say so by God power at another point I'll call you back for like can give you update as to how far the whole song go, and but above all the progress of the Peking them, and also hopefully whatever outcome you don't get to the stakeholders. So until then, Mr. Shyllon, you get a very pleasant day, sir.
But thank you very much, Mr. Kutubu. Thank you so much for all that you do. And you have now a very good experience. I want to say, Boku, thank you to you for where you give me this opportunity for come and showcase everything I do for this family, Nakabala. Let God bless you. Let God bless your family, and let God continue to forgive you all what you wish for. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, sir. I'll send the link to event shortly as soon as we're done.